think brands have realised that they can get through this and they will carry on. And so I think if you're concerned about it now, I wouldn't worry too much, because they're not going to go away, these brands. They're always going to need work eventually. And so I would maybe think September would be a good time to have another look. So for me, quarantine has been a bit crazy. I think it was really hard at the start. No one really knew what was going on, and I think everybody just wanted a bit of organisation in their life and a bit of routine, and that's definitely not what we had. So for me, I would say try and make lockdown into a bit more of a routine. So wake up sort of a normal working time, 9, 8 o'clock, whatever time you would normally wake up for work, and then get yourself ready. And I just set myself some targets, because I always think it's good to have some goals to work through. Nothing too strenuous, nothing too much you can't reach, but I would know a few things to do a day. Maybe if you say, if I can get one painting done a day, or one sketch, or I'm really inspired by something. And I think it's good to just keep your brain going and keep the creativity going. So I suppose that got me into quite a good routine, and now I think it's strange if I don't paint every day, so I think it's great. Try and get yourself into a routine. I think that is really, really important. I think another hack would be just to paint every day and see what you like to do, or maybe give yourself a challenge to do something a bit different. When I started doing some of my animals that you spoke about, that you saw on my Instagram, and I think sometimes you just got to push yourself. So I would say that is quite a good hack for keeping yourself busy and really good in lockdown. I think with a bit of practice you definitely will get there, and you will be happier with the sort of outcomes, and it changes up some of your style and it increases your portfolio as well. So rather than always just sticking to flowers, you have other options, and definitely for other brands if you ever wanted to work with them. Right at the start, I think every company just sort of ground to a bit of a halt, didn't they? And it was really, really slow. I think everybody was really concerned financially and what on earth was going to happen to all their companies. So I think right at the start that was really quite scary, and it definitely was quite slow. I mean, I didn't have much work at the start, and I definitely was a bit concerned. And I think after the months have gone on, because it has been quite a while now, it's definitely started to pick up. I mean, there's a lot more sort of options out there. I think brands have realised that they can get through this and they will carry on. And so I think if you're concerned about it now, I wouldn't worry too much, because they're not going to go away, these brands. They're always going to need work eventually. And so I would maybe think September would be a good time to have another look. It's definitely a lot harder, and I really think it was hard before anyway, but you really have to branch out more now. I think rather than just sending a quick email to someone, really go in depth in their company and find out more and do your research, because I think if I was to hire someone, I would really want someone that definitely knew what we were as a company and what we were looking for. I think put a lot of effort into maybe your portfolio, because we have time to do that at the moment. And I think you definitely have to try and go out there. No one's gonna be offended if you say to them, oh, I'm really looking for something at the moment, can you help me out? If anything, it just opens more doors. I do find with this industry, it's not always how beautiful your paintings are, but it's how you sort of come across as a person and how you would work in that sort of environment. And I think for once in all of our lives, we've all just had to have a bit of a pause and not really think too much into the future and think more what's happening right now. So I would say with all that extra time, maybe just work on something really, really beautiful that you're super, super proud of, rather than the normal everyday sort of trying to get a design out really, really quickly. I think that's maybe something you could focus on at the moment. beforehand I always had all these plans, and then I think after lockdown has really made me sort of change my outlook on how I think. And I think really you have to just take things as they come. My next plans and actions for the next sort of year, I am really hoping to get back into the whole studio environment and try and get a job back in the studio. I absolutely loved my job in London, and due to coronavirus, I mean, I am freelancing at the moment, but I would love to get back in that sort of environment. I love working with other designers. I think it's so exciting to have loads of different sort of creative minds put together to work on something really, really fun. So I'd say that is a plan for me. I would also really love to build on my Etsy and to build on my portfolio. I can't wait to work with new brands, and I think it is really exciting, the future, because I think finally we've all started to get out of sort of lockdown, and I think we've got to look really positive at it. So I'm really excited for whatever's going to come. Try not to be too scared about it, but looking forward to any opportunities that may come ahead.